Good morning. It's me, Gabriel, coming to you with that morning boost. And this one is on the concealed truth. You might be wondering, what the heck does that even mean? So, the truth becomes concealed when we attack and believe in cruelty. Now, cruelty and attack can take elusive forms. It doesn't have to always be, I want to torture this person, like in a torturing chair or whatever, or if I want to and that is obviously cruelty. And attack can sometimes be quite literal, where you're gonna punch somebody, but really any thought given towards negativity, like, oh my gosh, like even irritation and aggravation can be a form of cruelty and attack. We have to be very very conscientious of those dynamics, because those are the things that build up. And what's worse is where in moments of like sudden hate and rage, where you like lash out at somebody and you moments later you realize, okay, I've calmed down, that was a bad thing. Those subtler aspects of attack and cruelty are, we often feel justified in them. We feel a sense of condemnation towards them, and contempt is the most dangerous emotion in us because it's justified anger, and it's more drawn out. It seems, because like I was saying, because it seems justified, you don't recognize that, okay, I got angry and I lashed out. You recognize that the error, but with contempt and cruelty and attack in those regards, in the more subtle forms, you feel justified in your annoyance. And where it may not seem like you're trying to kill the person, I think one thing that is important is to, in some regards, take a sort of black and white dynamic to the between it being either murder or love, because I think ultimately times do we allow our apathy to get the best of us, in the sense of, oh, it's not so bad, but then it adds up and we find ourselves in a hot mess. And then we don't. Here's the thing: when we're angry and we attack and we have cruelty towards one another, when we believe that it is justified, that is when we do not see the truth of the matter. I can't tell you how many times, thinking on that truth, how many times I've foregone the opportunity to see the truth of the matter. Because all too many times do we find ourselves lashing out at one another because we feel a sense of deprivation. Somebody insults you. You feel you have been deprived of your worth, and now you must bring them down to your level because you're giving what you feel is given unto you, what you have within you. So if you have deprivation, you're going to preach that so you can get them where you want them. So by that logic, and it is sound, not that you would want to bring them down to your level, but the fact that you're giving unto that which is within. So by that logic, then, if you have love and blessing, you want to bring them up where you're at. Like, think of it like climbing up of this mountain, and with that love, you want to bring them up. You want to bring them up with you, instead of with this sense of cruelty and attack and sense of deprivation. You're kicking them down, so that way or you're trying to bring them down to your level. But instead, the true teachers of God can take that person and help lift them up, and help diffuse the tension and conflict. And so when we recognize that we can be deprived of nothing, because the Holy Spirit has given us everything that we need, and everything has already been fulfilled and accomplished, because we are in that of eternity. So there's not this past and future. We are here in the now, and we can't leave God's love that's everywhere. So you can feel that within you and me and everyone. So what I would say for the way to apply this, and we kind of touched on one, like someone insults you or does something that gets you angry, you can recognize in those moments that you are deprived of nothing, and that you have, I think I have it I do probably have it over there, but we won't walk over there. Um, but yeah, when we recognize that we are whole, we are complete, then we can be deprived of nothing. It's interesting how it shifts the manner in which you approach life and the situations before you. So, there we go. There's that sense of empowerment for you to go forward with that don't allow the cruelty and attack, the belief in such, to conceal the truth of the love that's there before you here and right now. But you gotta give that love. You can't when someone insults you, you can't say, okay, now I need to bring them back on my level. You have to recognize within yourself that you can be deprived of nothing and that they do not dictate your value. That your value and worth is established by God. Nothing can change that. That you will always be His son and He will always be your Father. And you will always be as He created you. Sinless, innocent, and holy. Okay, so that's what I got for you. Go forward and let's let the truth be seen today. Alright, so from here at the Wolfpack, we surely wish you well. And Godspeed. Peace, friends.